clearly a guy that most people don't want to fight. Okay, clearly, we've seen it over and over and over again. We've seen guys steer clear of Demetrius Andrade for good reason. For good reason, they steer clear of Demetrius Andrade. I mean, southpaw, length, skills. You know what I'm saying? We can go on and on about what Demetrius Andrade has to offer as far as the fighter is concerned. But dude, stay away from him. Okay? But he does have a belt right now. And he does have a decision to make. Okay? So what I feel like Andrade should do, considering everything that he's done in his past, and here's the thing. I want to say that I respect Demetrius Andrade because Andrade always goes after the best competition. He always tries to go after the best competition, no matter how much of a detriment it is to his career. You know what I'm saying? Demetrius Andrade always tries to go after the best competition. If we look at Demetrius Andrade's resume, he couldn't always fight the Canelos or the Triple Gs, but he always took people that were either undefeated, one loss, right up there, you know what I'm saying? Up and coming guys who were trying to make a push at the title, who were trying to make runs, who were trying to build their name. He always got up in there and kind of destroyed their hopes and dreams. He always did that. Tommy DeJesus says Demetrius Andrade don't get the respect he deserves. He really doesn't. He really doesn't. I respect the hell out of Demetrius Andrade, man. So I need to start off all conversations with that he always fights, he always strives to fight the best competition that's available to him. Okay? Right now, it looks like Demetrius Andrade, from what I can see right now in boxing news, is it looks like he may be fighting Liam Williams next. Liam Williams may be the next Andrade victim. And Liam Williams is an okay fighter. He lost to Liam Smith, which is the guy who got stopped by Canelo for Andrade's WBO title at 154. He's that guy. But, you know, that may be a mildly entertaining fight. But here's the thing. Here's what I think Andrade should actually do. I think Andrade should just really line up all bums. I feel like Andrade should do what Canelo's doing right now. I feel like Andrade should kind of do what Canelo's doing right now. I know y'all, anybody on here gonna be looking at me sideways. Anybody watching this gonna be looking at me sideways, and I get why. But if I'm Demetrius Andrade, I've already made all the effort there is to make in order to fight these guys. I've already done everything that I could do to fight these guys. I've already sacrificed everything that I could possibly sacrifice to fight these guys. And nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. There's still people walking around here saying I ain't fight nobody. There's still people walking around here saying that who have I fought? Nothing's changed. So if that's the case, if I'm Demetrius Andrade, fuck it. Give me all the bums. Give me all the bums. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about fighting bums, right? Or fighting people. Bums is kind of disrespectful. Here's the thing about fighting lower level opposition, right? The problem is the lower level opposition lacks the credibility that the higher level opposition lacks. But the good news about the lower level opposition is the lower level opposition is available more consistently than the higher level opposition. So if I'm Demetrius Andrade, I'm fighting 4 times a year and I'm fighting lower level opposition. And I'm building my brand and I'm putting myself in a situation where people know my name. Whether you know me for slaying bums or not, you know my name. You know my name because I fight 4 times a year on a network, whether it be DAZN or whatever's going on. You know my name. And allow these dudes to come looking for him. Allow these dudes to come looking for him. Do I feel like that's ever going to happen? Possibly not. But at the rate Demetrius Andrade is going, these dudes aren't going to fight him until they see him look vulnerable in some type of way. If Demetrius Andrade got dropped in a fight or wobbled, he got dropped in a fight against Martirosyan. But if he ever got, like it says, give me all the bums. Yes, give me all the bums, man. Give me all the bums. Fuck it. These dudes ain't gonna fight Andrade until they see he look vulnerable. And Andrade's not gonna look vulnerable until he's 55. In my opinion, he doesn't get touched enough for his skills to wane, unless he just gets lazy and stops working out. You know, that would be the only way that he would look vulnerable in any type of way. But if I'm Demetrius Andrade, I need Demetrius Andrade to fight 3 and 4 times a year in order to build his brand, build up his name. I need Demetrius Andrade to do the same things he was doing at the very beginning of his career when he started out. I need him to do that. I needed him to start slaying these bums, getting these dudes out of there. Stop trying to go after the best competition because we see how that's working out. Do something different. Do something different. That's what I'm doing if I'm Demetrius Andrade. I'm fighting 4 times a year. I'm fighting lower level I'm fighting dudes like Yildirim. Dudes coming off of losses who haven't fought in 2 years. I'm fighting dudes like that. Because you're not getting the recognition for fighting the top quality dudes that you're fighting, and you're not getting in the dudes that are top quality that you're trying to fight. Them dudes don't want to fight you. So what are you left to do but then to just go ahead and fight who you want to fight and take those easy wins? People are saying they're easy wins and they're tomato cans anyway. So make them actually be tomato cans, in my opinion. You know. But if I really hope that this Liam Williams fight goes through. You know what I'm saying? I really want for Demetrius Andrade to have some good news, man. And really and fight this dude. At least some of these dudes over in the UK acknowledge this Liam Williams dude. Nobody in the US is gonna really know who Liam Williams is or whatever. But at least the UK dudes will back off a little bit. At least when they hear Liam Williams, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they give that dude some sort of credibility. Nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? After this Liam Williams fight, if it happens, if it doesn't happen, Andrade need to do what he do. He need to go ahead and line up all these bums, man, and do it like that. Light It Up says, that's what I said. I was going to say he should fight 3 or 4 times a year. Absolutely. And that's the thing. If you're going to fight bums, right? If you're going to line up all bums, if you're going to go on a bum quest, you know what I'm saying, a bum fest, if you're going to start fighting lower level opposition, you got to make sure you're fighting frequently. You can't just do that and then fight once every 2 years. That's where the problem starts. That's why guys like Canelo and guys like these other dudes get so much criticism, because they only fight maybe once a year, once every 2 years, and then when they fight somebody, it's some guy who's ranked number 8 or some guy who's coming off of a loss or some guy that nobody gives a fuck about. But wait, we only saw you one time this year. We only saw you one time. So like, what the fuck? And Andrade definitely needs to do the opposite of that. He needs to throw that recipe in the garbage. Fight at least 3 or 4 times for the year. Fight lower level opposition. Fight consistently. Get your name out there. That's what needs to be done. And if you got to take a little bit of a pay cut in order to fight more frequently, you need to do that, because that's going to be a long-term investment. That's an investment that you're going to be making in your future because you're going to be building up your brand. Once people see you beating guys the fuck up on a regular basis, they're going to want to see you in the ring with somebody, and they're going to put pressure on these other motherfuckers in order to make these fights happen. They're going to put pressure on these other motherfuckers in order to make the fight happen. And I feel like Andrade also should be more vocal. I feel like, why isn't Andrade doing these interviews like the Breakfast Club and going on Sway in the morning, doing little things like that, going on Y100 radio? Why isn't he doing more press? Why isn't he doing things like that? Why isn't he doing these things like that? Floyd Mayweather, one of the reasons he got to where he is because Floyd Mayweather wasn't just a boxer. He became an entertainer. He became a public figure. He became a source. He became somebody that people wanted to watch. You hear this man talking about how he the best and all these dudes and all the goddamn time. You're gonna want to tune in to watch him fight. And I feel like Andrade needs to kind of take that energy because Andrade doesn't even have to pretend to be anyone else. He doesn't even have to like put on a fake image of himself. He can just be himself and just pull up at these little places and do these little interviews. And I feel like he would knock it out of the park and gain a bunch of new fans and really take his career to the next level. But again, in order to change your situation, you got to change your mindset. And that's what I feel like these fighters that I talked about tonight need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because they have more options than they realize.